He always came home the same way. The sound of the key turning in the door was enough to make my entire body tense, like every part of me already knew what was coming. My body reacted before my mind could even process it, as if it had been trained to anticipate every possibility. The smell of alcohol filled the space, heavy, suffocating, spreading through the house and slowly through me. But the worst part was never what he did or said. It was the constant uncertainty, not knowing if that night would be quiet, tense, or filled with words that cut deeper than anything else. In the beginning, I believed it would pass. He promised he would change, said he was just under pressure, that he needed time, and I wanted to believe him, because believing was easier than accepting that the person I chose was becoming someone I no longer recognized. I held on to who he used to be, while ignoring who he had become. And little by little, I stayed, not because of love, but because of hope. Over time, my life stopped being about living and became about avoiding mistakes, avoiding conflict, avoiding being noticed. I turned my routine into an invisible system of control. Everything had to be perfect, organized, quiet. I moved through the house carefully, as if one wrong step could trigger something much bigger than it seemed. But none of it ever made a difference, because the problem was never the house, and it was never me. It just took me too long to understand that. I started drifting away from everything and everyone. I stopped answering calls, stopped going out, stopped talking. Slowly, I cut off every connection to the outside world. And the scariest part wasn't the loneliness. It was realizing that it didn't even bother me anymore, because I had already disconnected from myself. I no longer remembered what it felt like to be light, to laugh without fear, to speak without measuring every word. I had become a smaller version of myself, quiet, reduced, invisible. And worst of all, I started to believe that was all I deserved. But there was a moment, small, almost invisible, that changed everything. It wasn't a big fight. It wasn't something dramatic. It was silence. I was sitting there, staring into nothing, when a question came into my mind, one I had never allowed myself to face before. How long? And this time, it didn't fade away. For the first time, I didn't ignore it. I felt it. And with it came something even stronger, exhaustion. A deep, overwhelming exhaustion that I could no longer hide from. Tired of waiting for change, tired of enduring what shouldn't be endured, tired of living a life that didn't feel like mine anymore. And in that exact moment, something shifted inside me. It wasn't anger, it wasn't panic, it was clarity. A quiet, powerful clarity that showed me everything I had been denying. I realized I wasn't weak, I had been surviving. I wasn't small, I had been made to feel that way. And that realization changed everything. I didn't react, I didn't confront him. I did something far more powerful. I started planning, in complete silence. I observed patterns, learned his routines, gathered documents, prepared every detail with precision. Every move was intentional, every step was calculated. Because this time, it wasn't about enduring anymore. It was about leaving. The day I left didn't look dramatic from the outside. There were no arguments, no shouting, no emotional goodbyes. It was quiet, almost invisible. But inside, it was the most powerful moment of my life. I walked away with only what I could carry, but I took something I thought I had lost forever: my dignity, my awareness, my identity. The first days were hard. Fear still showed up, doubt still whispered, the past still tried to pull me back. But something was different now, something stronger, a kind of silence that didn't hurt, a space where I could finally exist without shrinking. And in that space, I began to rebuild myself, slowly, patiently. I found my voice again, my choices, my presence. And over time, I understood a truth that changed everything. Strength isn't about enduring everything in silence. It's about deciding you don't deserve it anymore. Because that day, I didn't lose anything. I didn't run. I didn't fail. I won. I chose myself. And when you truly choose yourself, no one can ever erase you again.